Good evening to all. Today we have discussed about the topic of the startup playbook from idea to global success. The journey of building a startup is both exciting as well as challenging. It's require a unique blend of vision, flexibility, and strategic thinking. This playbook is designed to guide aspiring entrepreneur, especially MBA students, through the process of transforming an idea into globally successful venture. I'm just to noted here the playbook means for this session. Okay. Yes. First, we want to know what is startup. In this introduction, we will explore three major critical aspects. One is what is startup. Second one is why this topic is important for MBA students. Then what is the takeaway from this session? Okay. So we can go for one by one. First, what is startup? A startup is a young company founded by one or more entrepreneurs to develop a unique product or service and bring it to market. Right? So the startup often operate in certain environment aiming to solve real world problems. They are not just a small business. They are designed to grow rapidly, often leveraging technology to achieve global reach. Then what is the key characteristics of the startup? It's include innovation, that is startup often introduce new ideas, technologies or business models, whatever may be. Then scalability. They are built to grow quickly and serve large market. Then risk uncertainty. Startup operate in uncharted territory, right? So the facing high failure rate, but also the potential for significant rewards. Then agility. They are able to pivot and adapt quickly to changing market conditions. So these are the key characteristics of startup. Then why is this topic important for MBA students? For you, understanding startup is crucial for several reasons. One is entrepreneurial mindset. Even you do not plan to start their own venture, the entrepreneur mindset focusing on innovation, problem solving, and adaptability is highly valuable in any career. Then career opportunity. The startup ecosystem offer diverse career path from founding a company to working role like project management, business development, or venture capital. Likewise. Then industry disruption. The startup are often at a forefront of industry disruption. Understanding how they operate prefer MBA students to navigate and lead in rapidly changing business environment. Then network and collaboration. Engaging with startup provide opportunity to build connection with founders, especially investors and other key players in the entrepreneurial ecosystems. Then real world application also. The startup offer a practical lens to apply MBA concept like strategy, finance, marketing, and operations in dynamic resource constraint setting likewise. So the MBA students want to be understand this topic is most important. I feel like that. That's why I'm just to taking this topic for this today's session. Okay. The next one is by end of this session, yes, you will gain the following insights, especially the startup journey. Then critical success factor, the importance of strong value propositions, the market fit, the team dynamics, and the funding strategies like. Then common pitfalls, the awareness of the challenging startup phase, such as cash flow management, competitions, scalability too quickly, all those things. Then tools and framework, the practical tools like lean startup methodology, business model canvas, especially growth hacking techniques, everything. Then inspiration and confident also, the real world example, it's giving you, explaining you for inspiring to pursue their entrepreneurial ambitions. So this session aim to equip you with the knowledge, skills, and mindsets needed to thrive in the startup world, whether the founder or team member or investor. The startup journey not just about building a business. Please understand, it's about creating impact, driving innovations, and shaping the future. The global startup ecosystem in 2025. The global startup ecosystem is evolving at an unprecedented phase. That is the driven by technological advancement, shifting consumer behavior, and increasing investment in innovations. By 2025, the landscape will be shaped by emerging trends, thriving startup hubs, and sectors that attract the most attention and funding. Here I'm just to giving some in-depth looks what we to expect. Yes, the first one is the startup trend worldwide, the overview of startup trends worldwide. The startup ecosystem in 2025 will be characteristics of the, by the following trends. One is globalization of innovations, remote work, especially focus on sustainability, the rise of AI and automations, then re-centralization and Web3, everything, right? Because of these, the characters should be involved in the startup trends at present in global. Then second, the top startup hubs, especially the Silicon Valley, right? Then India, Singapore, Berlin, Delaware. That is the while innovation is spreading globally, certain regions continue to dominate as startup hubs due to their access to capital and supportive ecosystems. For example, Silicon Valley. It's a despite increasing competition, the Silicon Valley remains the epicenter of tech innovations. It is home to leading tech, then venture capital firms, and culture of risk taking. The startup here continue to lead in AI, SaaS, and biotech. You know the SaaS, right? The software as a service, right? So these are the things, it's very famous for the startup hub of Silicon Valley. If you take that India it's emerging as a global startup, especially for powerhouse. The driven by its massive population, growing middle class, and digital transformation. Cities like Bangalore, Mumbai, and Hyderabad are thriving hub for fintech, edutech, especially health tech startup. If you take that Singapore, no, the Singapore strategic location, the business friendly policies and strong government support make it a gateway to Southeast Asia. It is the hub for fintech, sustainability, especially deep technology startups. If you take Berlin, that is in Germany, no, it's located in Germany. It is a Europe startup capital. It's known for its vibrant culture, adaptable cost of living, and access to Europe market. It excels in sectors like mobility, e-commerce, especially SaaS. Then Delaware, that is Israel, no? The Delaware is a leader in cyber security. You know the nickname of Delaware, that is Startup Nation. It's located in Israel, especially the agri-tech based. Especially the AI drive based startup is very familiar for Delaware. Its strongly military tech pipeline and especially entrepreneurial culture have yearned. Then sectors attracting the most investment. What are the sectors normally the startup attracting their area in the year of 2025? AI is revolutioning industries from healthcare to manufacturing. Yes, the startup leveraging machines learning, natural language process, especially computer vision, or attracting significant funding. Example include AI-driven diagnostic, then autonomous vehicle and personalized market platforms. These are the example of involved in that AI. Then financial technologies continue to interrupt the traditional banking and finance. Yes, the new concept introduced, no, the fintech, the merge with finance and technology, the startup in digital payment, the blockchain, the insurance tech, that neo banking or driving, especially in regions with underbanked population also. Then sustainability, the climate tech and the green startup are gaining traction as the world priorities sustainability. The key areas include renewable energy, carbon capture, electronic vehicles, and sustainable agriculture also. The Web3 and blockchain. The Web3 startups are redefining the internet with decentralized applications. The decentralized application, that is centralized, we know that it's everything important in the center, the management perspective. Decentralized application, it's spreaded for participative way, the participative application way. That is especially decentralized finance. The blockchain technology is enabling transparency, security, and also the new business model across the industries. Then the global startup ecosystem, no, in 2025 is dynamic, diverse, and full of opportunities. So from established hub like Silicon Valley to emerging players like India, Singapore, the innovation is thriving across the globe. Not only focused for the particular region, not only focused for the particular country. It's across the globe. The sectors like AI, fintech, the sustainability, especially the Web3, or at the front line of the transformations, the attracting both talent and investment. For entrepreneurs, especially the MBA student, you are understanding these trends and ecosystem is essential to navigate the future of business and driving impactable change. Why do startups success? Yes, some reason is behind the startup success is not accidental. It's not a luck, right? It is the result of combination of strategic factor, disciplined execution, and bit of luck. Yes, the three factors is behind in the success of the startup. Why every startup journey is unique. There are common elements that consistency contribute to their success. Here a breakdown of the key reasons why startups succeed. The one is visionary leadership. The successful startup are often led by founders who have a clear, compelling visions for the future. They inspire their team members, especially attract investors and guide the company through challenges, all the challenges. Then strong founding team. That is, a diverse and skilled funding team is crucial. The startup drive when founders bring complementary skills like technical expertise, the marketing expertise, some of the things, right? There's a strong team also demonstrate flexibility, collaborations, and ability to execute under pressure. Then product market fit occurs when the startup offering resonate, that is the strongly with its target audience. It's focus its target audience. This means solving a significant problem or fulfilling a need better than existing solutions. The startup achieved this through customer feedback, then some test. I mean, the just to get it from survey from various stakeholders, then a deep understanding of their market and the competitors. Likewise, then scalability. The successful startup design their business models and product to scale efficiently. The scalability means being able to grow revenue significantly without a proportion increase in cost. The key factors include leveraging technology to automate process, then building performance or network that grow in value as more user join, then expanding into new market or vehicles. So the scalability is strong, automatically the startup will success. Yes, the scalability is nothing. It is the design of business model, especially for that grow revenue significantly without the increasing in cost. Yes, we can say one that production proverb, right? That reduce the wastage, automatically convert the profit. That is that scalability. Then effective funding. The startup need funding to develop product, hire talent, and scale operations. The successful startup secure funding from the right sources at the right time, whether through angel investors or venture capital for growth or crowdfunding or government grants, subsidies or special initiatives. The clear picture, the strong traction, the visible business model are essential to attract investors. So the effective fundings, it's automatically, it will lead the success of the startup. Then financial management. Even with funding, startup must manage their finance by, especially to avoid running out of cash. Key practice include maintaining lean operations, especially controlling cost, then forecasting cash flow and planning of contingencies, then allocating resources, then monitoring key finance metrics like customer acquisition cost. We can say that CAC, customer acquisition cost, then burnout rate, like that. So the startup success when they combine visionary leadership, a strong team, the product that meet market needs, the effective financial management, the scalability, likewise. These elements work together to create a foundation for growth. So while the startup journey is inherently, I mean, journey is more risk, but the focusing on these success factor can significantly increase the odds of building a thriving impactable business. So for aspiring entrepreneur, especially the MBA students, you want to be understanding these principles is essential to navigate the challenges and the opportunities of the startup world. Another thing is, why do startup fail? 50% chances is there the startup will success, the same things the startup will failure also. Yes. So before we just to discuss about why do startup success, now we have discussed about why do startup fail. That is also most important. Here and just to suggest a top reasons. Many of the reason is behind, but here I'm just to focusing the top reasons why startup fail based on data and real world experience, not for my personal opinion, right? The first one is no market need. 42%, the most common reason startup failures, that they build a product or service that no one want. This account for 42% of startup failure, according to research, right? So what is the root cause? The lack of market research. The founder may assume there is demand without validating it. They are assumptions. Yes. So then solving a non-existence existing problems. Already the products may address a problem in that society, in the market, is not significant or widely spread enough, right? So not bother about their things, we can start it their own assumption. So that is one of the root cause. Then ignoring customer feedback, not at all to listening, not at all get that feedback from customers. The startup that fail to listen to their target audience often miss the mark. These are the root cause. Yes. So the no market, no need, right? So how to avoid these things? How we can rectify that root cause? Yes, the first one is the conduct through market research to validate the problem and solutions. Then build your MVP. We can say that minimum visible product. Minimum visible product and gather feedback from real user. Right? So we built a minimum visible product and gather feedback from real user. So this way, it's helpful for to avoid that, I mean, to create that root cause. Then a continuous customer needs and preference. We are focusing their we are focusing their continuous customers needs and preference. We want to get it our
अरे
mind. We are
आ
focusing
जाओ बोला आप
their
अभी तक किधर बात कर रहे हैं यार किसका बात कर रहे हैं लवर
please. Please, students, please unmute your mobile. Please, 1 second to confirm it. Yes. So automatically to ignoring their customers' feedbacks. We are focusing, we are giving important to the customers' needs and preference. We can say that what is the meaning of marketing? No, the market, you know that the market is a place
Hmm?
where the customers and
Hmm.
producers should be meet, right? But the marketing means it's an activity. The marketing best thing is first to identify the customer's needs and preference. Then we want to rectify the customer's needs and preference. Yes. So that is the things. Here we want to, we just avoiding that root causes means we want to focus more customers' needs and preference. The second one is running out of cash. The 29% of cash flow is the lifeblood of any startup. We knows very well about that. So the 29% of startup fail because they run out of money or cash. The root causes overestimating revenue. The startup may assume they will generate income faster than they actually do. So the understanding cost, the expenses often exceed projections at the large stage. Then poor financial management. The mismanagement of funds or lacking of budget can lead to cash flow problems. Difficulty raising additional funding also one of the problem. The startup may struggle to secure flow on investment. Then how we can avoid this problem? First one is create a realistic financial plan with conservative revenue projections. Students, kindly unmute your system, please. 1 second to confirm it. Thank you. So how we can avoid the running out of cash problems? Because this is the major reasons. This is also one of the major reasons for failure in startup. So how we can avoid it? First one is create the realistic financial plan with conservative revenue projections. Second, the monitor cash flow closely to maintain that runway at least 6 to 12 months. Yes, up to 1 year. Then cut unnecessary expenses and focusing on high impact activities. Everything should be cut short. Then build a relationship with investors yearly and communicate transparently about financial needs. These are the things it's helpful for avoiding their root cause of running out of cash or money. Yes, the third major reason is poor team dynamics. The lack of complementary skills. That is the major root cause of poor team dynamics. The team may lack of necessary expertise in key area like technology, marketing, or finance, likewise. The misaligned vision or goal. The founders and team members may have conflicting priorities of values. Then poor communication. That is ineffective communication can lead to misunderstanding, the missed deadlines, especially low morale. Then inability to handle conflict also. The startup face high pressure situations and unsolved conflict can lead the progress. So how we can avoid it? The first one is assemble the diverse team with complementary skills. To implement the shared values. Clearly define role, responsibility, and expectations in the time of induction program. Then foster open communication and a culture of trust and collaborations. Then the good solution is conflict management to address conflict yearly and constructively to maintain team cohesion. Right? What is the bond should be want to be involved in the organization? These are the strategy helpful for avoiding the root cause of poor team dynamics. Then what is the other common reasons for startup failure? Not only the three reasons, apart from that, most prevalent reasons also is behind the startup can also fail due to poor marketing. That is inability to reach or engage the target audience. The strong competitions, losing out to competitors with better product, pricing or marketing. Then pricing issue also, the setting prices too high or too low. We can say that the penetration price. Yes, that is, we can't to understand, yes, how to fix the prices or something means that problem also leading to unsustainable margin. So the legal challenges, the failing to comply with the regulation or facing intellectual property dispute also. Then burnout. The founders and team may become overwhelmed, leading to decreased productivity and morale. So the startup failure is often the result of preventable mistake. By understanding these common pitfalls, the entrepreneur can take proactive steps to mitigate risk and increase the changes to success. MBA student and aspiring founders learning from the failure of others is a valuable way to prepare for the challenges of the startup journey. So remember, the failure is not end, right? The failure is not end. It is the opportunity to learn, adopt and try again. Yes, this proverb you want to be remember always, especially the management students. Then the startup journey from idea to scale. The journey of a startup is a thrilling and challenging process. The transform on idea into scalable success business. This journey typically involved several key stages, each with its own set of challenges and opportunities also. Here, I just to detail look at the startup journey from ideation to scaling and exit strategies. Ideation and validations. The first step in the startup journey is coming up with your visible idea and validating it. The startup by identify the problem worth solving or an opportunity in the market. The brainstorm innovation solution and evaluate their feasibility, scalability, and potential impact also. Consider your personal patience, expertise, and market trends when selecting on idea. Next, validation. Conduct market research to understand the target audience, competitions, and industry landscape. Test your idea with potential customers through survey or interview or focus group, whatever may be. The validation is most important for problem solution fit by ensuring that your idea address a real pain point. right? That customers are willing to pay for it. The second one is building a MVP, that is minimum visible product. Once the idea is validated, the next step is to build a minimum visible product. The minimum, what is minimum visible product? Minimum visible product is a simplified version of your product that include only the core features needed to solve the problem for early adopters. Why build on MVP? It allows you to test your product in the market with minimal resources. It helps gather feedback from real users to define and refine and improve the product. It reduces the risk of building a product that no one wants. So this is the building of MVP, that is minimum visible product. What is the key steps we want to take? Define the core features, develop that MVP quickly, launch the MVP, then improve the product based on user insights. Then third one is raising capital. Even the angel CV, that is VC, venture capital, then crowdfunding. The funding is essential for scaling a startup. There are several options available depending on the stage and need of the business. The first one is angel investors. It's highly net worth individuals. We can say is no, it's a born with spoon with, yes, that much of golden spoon, silver spoon people, yes, such a people who provide early stage funding in exchanging for equity. Those are born entrepreneur. We can simply say those are born entrepreneur, not in a made entrepreneur. That is angel investors. They often bring mentorship, industry connections, and expertise in additional to capital. Then venture capital. The venture capital invest a larger amount of capital in startup with high potential growth, especially typically in exchange for equity. They focus on scalable business and often participate in later funding rounds. Then venture capital provide not only funding but also strategic guidelines and access to network. So this way we can raise the capital. Another one is crowdfunding. It is a platform like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or equity-based platform allows startup to raise fund from a large number of small investors. This opportunity, this approach is particularly useful for customer product or project with strong community appeal. The crowdfunding also serves as a marketing tool, generating buzz and validating demand. This way we can possible to raising their capital. Then scaling and exit strategies. Once a startup achieves product market fit and secure funding, the focus shifts to scaling the business and planning for an exit. The scaling involved expanding operations, entering new market, and increase revenue while maintaining efficiency. The key consideration is the building a strong team and building the organization structure, proper organizational structure, investing in technology and infrastructures to support growth, everything. The exit strategies. On exit strategies, how the funders, the founders and the investor realize return on their investment, ROI. The common exit strategies include merger and acquisition, M&A, merger and acquisitions, selling the startup to the larger company in a common exit route. Yes, the best example is in 2001 that Madura Bank merged with ICICI. Yes, that is the best example because the large company, it's just selling the startup to the large company. Then merger and acquisition can provide liquidity for founders and investors while allowing the startup to integrate into a larger organizations. Then IPO, that is initial public offering. Going to public by listing share on a stock exchange is a milestone for successful start. IPO provides access to significant capital but come with increased regulatory and reporting requirements. This route can be faster and less complex than a traditional IPO. So the startup journey is a dynamic that require vision, adaptability also, from ideation to validations to built on MVP, right? The raising capital, scaling the business, each stage presents unique challenges and opportunities also. By understanding these key steps, the strategies involved entrepreneur can navigate the journey more effectively and increase their chances of building a successful, scalable business. For MBA students and aspiring the founders, this roadmap provide a foundation for turning idea into impactable venture. First, we just to in-depthly to understand that startup funding and venture capital, the different funding stages, especially pre-seed. This is the earliest stage, often funded by the founders themselves or close family and friends. It used for initial market research, product development, or establishing a team. Second, seed. At this stage, startup have a prototype or yearly product and seek funding to redefine their offering. Seed funding often comes from angel investors or early stage investors, capital firm. It's the another thing is the series. The three series is there: A, B, C. The startup at this stage have a proven product market fit and require funding to scale operations. The venture capital look for startup that have demonstrated growth potential. The series B, by this stage, the startup has achieved significant revenue growth, right? So the need capital to further expand, the investor expect a more mature business model and promote market tractions. The series C, the startup at the stage or typically aim for large scale growth or preparation of acquisition or IPO. Simply says ABC. The series means the initial. Yes, if you take that product development stage, the introduction stage, we just to focused on, we can use for the amount of series A. If you go for maturity stage, yes, if you just to develop that, that initial stage, then just go for growthing stage. No, the second stage is growth. In that growth stage, we can apply, I mean, we can invest the B series amount. Then if you get the maturity, automatically we expand the business, no? That is that time we can spend the amount of series C, right? I hope that now you are understanding what is A, B, C, everything. Then what is the second one is what does venture capital look for in a startup? The strong team, the founders and key team members with relevant expertise and complementary skills. The scalable business model, the ability to grow quickly and expand new market with limited capital investment. The product market fit, the evidence that product meet a significant demand in the market. Then traction, the metrics showing growth potential such as revenue, the consumer acquisitions or the user engagement, etc. Then differentiation, the unique selling propositions or competitive advantage that sets the startup apart from others in the market. Then alternative funding also, not only these things, not only that funding of free seed and the series, not only the venture capital, some alternative funding also, the revenue based finance, the crowd funding, that corporate venture capital, already we have discussed all the things, right? Then next go for, yes, scaling startup local to global expansions. Yes, previous slide we have discussed about how we can go for scaling, I mean idea to scale. Yes, scaling startup. Now we can discuss the scaling startup, how we can move on to the local market to global expansion. Okay. So the first one is challenges in international expansion, especially the cultural difference, the regulatory hurdles, then localizations, then competitions, supply chain and logistics. Example, managing international supply chain, the distribution channels, and ensuring product availability across border can be the logistical challenge, no? Then finance and currency risk also involved. Managing currency fluctuations, different financial systems. Likewise, these are the challenges want to be faced. That startup move on to the local to globalization. Second major problem is market entry strategies. That is franchising, joint venture, direct investment, licensing, acquisitions. These are the things also we want to be faced. These are the opportunities there. It's not a challenge. These are the opportunities there that local startup move on to the global. We can join with any global companies as a joint venture, means automatically our startup move on to the next stage, I mean lead to the global expansion. Then acquisitions, the direct investment to the any foreign companies, automatically we can move on to the local to globalizations. Then case studies. Here I am just giving one case studies from idea to global success. The local company, local market company, the startup company, how it's getting their globalization, how it's leading that company to wider market. That things I'm just explaining this case study. That is the background of the case study, no? I'm taking the example of Spotify. The Spotify was founded in 2006 by Daniel and Martin. It's a Sweden-based company. This idea was born out of frustration with piracy, of music industry, and the desire to create a legal, convenient, accessible music streaming platform. The idea was simple: give user access to an extensive library of music for free or a reasonable cost, without the hassle of downloading or illegally sharing file. Here, what is the steps in the journey? Idea to global success. The first one is identify the problem. The founder recognized the widespread issues of music and the limited legal alternatives. At the time, downloading music was a common practice, but artists and record labeling were losing revenues. And users faced the burden of managing large library of music files. The second, building the solutions. Okay, the problem was identified. Then what is the solution? The Spotify platform was designed to offer legal unlimited music streaming. It allowed users to access millions of songs instantly, and the business model combined free ad supported streaming with your premium subscription options. Now you got it, right? The problem is the free music. Yes, that time it's common practice downloading free music. So what is the solution? The Spotify, just to find it in premium users, ad free. We can possible to download it. Otherwise, the ad supporting their income. These solutions just to find the Spotify. Right? Third one is initial struggle and adoption. What is the initial struggle and adoption faced by Spotify? That is that despite the innovative model, the company faced numerous challenges like securing license agreement with major record of label and a difficult process to getting the license. The founders also need to balance user experience with the complex issues of royalties. So lot of things. The Spotify premium model, no, that is allowed the company to generate revenue while offering user flexibility. So that international expenses, how that Spotify company get the opportunity of expansion of global. That is the Sweden in 2018. It's 2006. It's begin with Sweden. Then expanding other European countries the year of 2008. Then one key strategy was to focus a few European market where digital music adoption was growing before moving the US in 2011. By focusing on global expansion yearly on Spotify, was able to build a massive international user base quickly, leveraging local partnership and adapting to regional market needs. Then what is the localization strategies they are following? Some localization strategy also adopted in the time of two before introducing their in globalizations. Expand their business, the globalizations. Then technology and data driven innovation. The Spotify revolutionized the music industry not only with the streaming model but also with data. By collecting the data on user behavior, Spotify was able to build personalized playlist and music recommendation through its algorithm. So it is also helpful for the Spotify to lead the success. Then strategic partnership and investment. The Spotify's partnered with various tech companies and mobile carriers to increase accessibility. For example, the partners with Facebook allowed user to share their listening activity on social media, enhancing visibility. The Spotify also integrated with a variety of devices, including smart speakers. Then especially we can use for cause. Then making its service more accessible also. Then the challenges and the competition is the road to global success was not without its challenges. Definitely we knows very well about that, because many competitions, no. So the Spotify faced stiff competition from other streaming platforms such as Apple Music, then Amazon Music, especially YouTube. So to stay ahead, the Spotify continued to innovate by acquiring smaller companies. Example, music discovery platform, Soundrap, the podcast company, Anger, etc. To especially to diversify its offering. So these are the challenges faced for Spotify. Then global domination also. uh, Spotify has established itself as a leader in the global streaming market with over 500 million users in more than 180 countries. It has expanded beyond music streaming into podcast, then exclusive content and audio advertising. So the Spotify, the global reach has been made possible by its availability to adopt new market, continuously refine its user experience and expand its product offering also. Then what is the key success factors behind Spotify? That is the innovative business model, combining a premium model with easy access to a vast music catalog. Then global focus, yearly and constant expanding in the international market with localization strategy. Then technology and data, leveraging user data to create personalized experience, the playlist and the recommendations that kept user engaged and compact. Then adaptations and partnership, the right persons, the right time, we just to hold their hands, it's helpful for Spotify. Then conclusion of this case study, no, the Spotify journey from a small startup company to a global leader in music streaming demonstrates the power of solving the real world problem. By leveraging technology, data, and strategic partnership, especially the Spotify successfully navigating the challenges of global expansion. It adapted to cultural difference, invested in product innovation, and understood the value of on engaging user experience. Right? Then finally, we go for conclusion, the important understanding started. I hope that for MBA students, you grasping the concept of startup and their dynamics too is crucial, right? The dynamic is crucial. It provides valuable insights into entrepreneurs and innovations. Knowing how startup evolve and grow and face challenges equip future business leader with the skill needed to success in today's competitive environment, right? Then navigating the global startup ecosystem. The global startup ecosystem is rapidly evolving by 2025. It will be shaped by advancement in technology, digital platform and global connectivity. Everything we have discussed in previously, I'm just to recap the things. That's it. The next one is factors behind startup success and failure. The startup succeed through the combination of leadership, market fit, funding, and innovations. However, they often failure due to poor communications, that lack of market demands, especially inadequate finance and managerial resources. Then from idea to global scale. The journey from idea to scale is marketed by constant adoptions and growth. Startup must navigate the product development, the market research, especially funding raising before scaling. The successful expansion record not only cultural adoptions, even the strategic planning as well as the sustainable business model also. Then funding and scaling strategies. The clear understanding of startup funding stage precede to series C, right? Precede, seed, then A, B, C. So the series. And scaling strategy is essential for achieving growth. Raising capital, then building strong partnership and adapting to international market are key to successful expansion. Then lessons from Spotify success. In that case studies, no, the Spotify rise from the small startup to global leader demonstrate the importance of innovations, then market adaptability, especially the strategic partnership. Their ability to navigate cultural difference, the technologies and the competitions offer valuable lessons for aspiring entrepreneurship. My final thought is, especially for this idea, I mean the startup idea to the local to globalization, no? As a, I mean, for MBA students, you want to be understanding the startup journey from idea to global success, empower them, think critically, yes, innovation, then lead ventures and contribute to the ever evolving world of entrepreneurship. By applying these principles, no, for right times, you want to be adopt the money, then the right time to choosing their local to migrate the globalizations, then find the reason of a market study, what is the reason of success and what is the reason of failures. They can create or support business that drive change and innovation in the global market. Very all the best. I hope that this sections it's giving little bits insights of startup, right? Please unmute. If having any doubts, please ask me.
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, please.
Yeah, this is Hassan Ali, and this course is about MBA
Please, can
students.
you possible to speak little bit louder?
Can you hear me right now?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you have mentioned in several attempts that this course is for MBA students, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing graduation in supply chain and logistics. So can you guide me a little bit about is there any courses you are giving us lectures about that?
Regarding?
Supply chain and logistics.
Okay, the next week we can just to go for that supply chain and the logistics related things.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
want
Thank
to
you, sir.
any specific topic you are expecting from me, please tell me.
No, this
Because it's a
normal.
very vaguer concept, I mean, very wider concept, no? The supply chain and logistics. If you
Yeah.
want that 2 to 3 topics, you just to expectation, you just to share me. Definitely I will, we will go for that next weeks, upcoming
Okay,
weeks.
okay. Because
Okay.
I'm already working in the supply chain and logistic for the 3 years, so that's why
Okay.
actually I'm doing this course. So I have an little bit experience of the things what is going on
Yes,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
Actually, you just to share me what is you are expecting their topic, because I'm
Okay.
just to general topic. I got that information from your management.
Okay.
The general and current topics want to be delivered, right? So it's not
Okay.
a
Okay.
problem. If you expecting their student side, I am ready to go ahead. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
My
Okay. I'll
please
check with
note
them
my.
also.
Sorry.
I'll check with them this Edwing also, so we will see what they
Yes,
recommend. Okay.
definitely. You just to contact with Adira madam. Definitely, she will convey the message to me. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'll talk to her and I'll let you know. Okay.
Yes, definitely. Please welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Please welcome. If having any doubts regarding the sessions, please ask me. Otherwise, to leave the session. Have a good day. Thank you.